Okay, so let's look at matrices. Matrices. So what you need to understand is what a matrix is. That's the first thing you need to understand. What is a matrix? A matrix is an array of numbers, Now, if we're talking about an array, or we are saying that the numbers are arranged in such a way that you can identify rows and columns. So if I have something like this, you can easily identify a row there, right, with 2, 3, and 4, a row there with 1, 2, and 5. You can also identify the columns with 2 and 1, 3 and 2, 4 and 5. So a matrix is an array of numbers. So it's numbers that are arranged in rows and columns. If we look at this matrix here, it has 2 rows and 3 columns. Okay, so this is important. This leads us to the next thing we want to talk about, which is the order of a matrix. The order of a matrix. Sorry for the handwriting there. The order of a matrix. Right? A matrix has an order, or what we call the order. The order is a description of how many rows and how many columns the matrix has, right? For our first matrix, it had 2 rows and it had 3 columns, right? It had 2 rows and it had 3 columns. So the order will be written as 2 by 3. 2 by 3, meaning it has 2 rows and 3 columns. You always start with the rows. Now, I want you to understand you do not multiply these two things to get a 6. This is 2 by 3. It's not 2 times 3, okay? So let's look at a few matrices and the orders that are there, okay? Let's say we have a matrix like this, 1, 2, 4, right? This matrix has 1 row there, another row there, and a 3rd row there. And then it's got 1 column. So what do we know? It's got 3 rows and it's got 1 column, right? 1 column, sorry. That's going to give us an order of 3 by 1. So that's a 3 by 1 matrix. We can have another matrix like this, 1, 4, 2, 7. Okay, right? This one has 1 row. Then the columns are 1, 2, 3, 4. So this one is 1 row and it's got 4 columns. So the order is 1 by 4. Remember, you always start with the rows. You always start with the rows. Now, there's a special type of matrix that you can have. You can have a matrix 1, 2, 5, 0, 1, 5, 1, 0, 0. Now, what do we know here? We have 1 row there, a 2nd row, and a 3rd row. 1 column, 2nd column, a 3rd column. So what do we know? We've got 3 rows and we've got 3 columns. So the number of rows is equal to the number of columns. So the order of this matrix is 3 by 3, right? But we can also call this a square matrix, right? It's a square matrix of order 3. When you have a square matrix, it's a matrix with an equal number of rows and columns. So when you say it's order 3, you know it's 3 by 3. When you say it's order 4, you know it's 4 by 4. When you say it's order 5, you know it's 5 by 5. So this is the first little part of matrices that you need to understand. So try the questions on the order before we proceed to the next part.